Complex fractions are perhaps the most challenging pre-cal skill that calculus students have. Remember, a complex fraction just means there's a fraction within a fraction, and we can never leave a complex fraction in an answer. So there are two ways to solve it. One is invert and multiply if it's straightforward, and the other is to find the least common denominator. If I have two fractions, a over b, divided by c divided by d, that's the same thing as a divided by b times d divided by c, or ad divided by bc. Very straightforward. However, in calculus, we tend to write them like this. Now remember, while I can write x to the negative 1 divided by y to the negative 1 is the same thing as y over x, if there is a plus sign in there or a negative sign, you can't do that. You have to write x plus x, 1 plus x to the negative 1 divided by y to the negative 1 is 1 plus 1 over x divided by 1 over y. Now the method here we're going to use is finding the least common denominator. What's the least common denominator of these fractions? It's xy. So if I multiply 1 plus 1 over x divided by 1 over y times 1, which is xy, divided by xy, this is my factor of 1, what am I going to get? Well, this first term becomes xy. What does my second term become? It becomes y. And this term right here just becomes x. And so this is my answer. So what if I have 2 divided by 3 divided by 5 divided by 6? I can write this as 2 divided by 3 times 6 divided by 5. Now I'm going to simplify, and this is 4/5. I could have done the other way, but it doesn't matter in this case. In this case, it does. What is the least common denominator here? The least common denominator here is 6. So I'm going to multiply by 6 over 6. And when I do that, what do I get? 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2/3 is 4. Divided by 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 6 is 5. So this is 10 divided by 11. And there's my answer. Now what if we have x's in there and life's not so straightforward? What is my least common denominator in this case? It is 4x squared. Alright, so I need to multiply both numerator and denominator by 4x squared divided by 4x squared. So x times 4x squared is 4x cubed. 4x squared times 1 over 2x is, I've got that minus sign there, minus 2x divided by, this becomes 4x to the 4th plus 1. And there's no more I can do. I'm done.